Whoa! What's going on, world? It's your boy Foul Sharpton, aka Slick Gregory, reporting live from the Bamboozled Again News Network. I'm your favorite bamboozler's worst enemy. Again, just hopping on here, right? And what's I've been making videos. I guess maybe I got about 200 now, somewhere in that area. But I end up recycling the flow because there are common themes that routinely emerge. I had previously did a video about the defending of tomfoolery. I think in the title I use more choice words and just use stars to, you know what I mean, whatever. And I guess it ends up kind of being a vlog of just, my daily life and how I see it and how I respond to it. So if you're in a similar situation, you can maybe learn, what I've learned from, or even the mistakes I've made, so you don't make it. You know what I'm saying? The president of the Anti-Bamboozlement Association desires, at the greatest, highest zenith of the mission statement, is for those who subscribe to not get bamboozled. If me getting bamboozled leads to you learning something so you don't get bamboozled, it's a W in my book. I've served a greater purpose. Like I said with the video on defending effery, I'll just summarize just basically how I was saying how it's like people uphold the bamboozler because they like them, or maybe they're financially tied into them. You know what I'm saying? Where if the shoe was on the other foot, or if the circumstances were different, you'd be crying for their head. You know what I'm saying? There's no more like absolutes anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like earlier on in my, treatment journey, when I would have to have, therapy or wherever I was at, whatever was mandated, they would say something that was going to hold me back is because I had black and white thinking. Paraphrasing, it either is or it isn't. I don't leave a lot of room for gray area because from my understanding or just self-analysis, if you leave and then widen this gap for gray area, that's where you get bamboozled at. That's where things get murky. It's gray because like the mist, it's foggy, you can't see. You see what I'm saying? But when things are black and white, they're clear cut, and then you can make the proper decision, choice, or however you want to go about, that particular thing. I had now granted, I'll say this, in reference to, my video about the sex club masquerading as a rehab, or penis trafficking ring, as I like to label it. I got a lot of support, a lot of congratulations from former co-workers who, again, weren't out that mob, who actually care about doing their job and find it fulfilling, who I haven't talked to since I left, and maybe we not be connected on social media. They seen the video and then they commented, and you were always so helpful and true, and I'm so proud of you. You know what I mean? Like anybody who fights for the little guy or the underdog. We always like them stories, when we watch them on the movies. But a lot of times we'll kind of, unless they hit some level of success, we kind of try not to align ourselves with them for political purposes. Because typically, when you speak the truth to power, that's why I think nowadays a whole lot of people don't do it, because they'll try to affect you financially. You might have your friends will distance yourself from you, which I don't think they're true friends if someone else can warp their perception of you. You see what I'm saying? And I think a lot of times, because the way the society is constructed, people ain't really trying to go with all that. So they might know something wrong, but they won't say nothing because they don't want their personal lives affected. Me, myself, I don't even get it. You know what I'm saying? I got to do this. It's like a lion roaring. I got to do this. If I don't do this, I'm not what I'm designed to be. And again, it's not for, clout chasing or I use the situation opportunistically to grow my channel, to get monetized. I'm doing it because I feel it's the right thing to do. And here it is. If it was the wrong thing to do, I would know that pretty quickly. You see what I'm saying? My spidey sense ain't tingling like I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? So whatever. But back to, just the defending of the effery. Had a coworker, younger person, I'll say that. And they were like, they told me they had seen the video or whatever. And then I think I replied back, I'm a hero. And then they replied back, it's BS, you're messy, right? So I replied with, I'm messy for commenting on the mess that's going on around you, not the mess itself. Okay, So they replied back with, stay out of people's business, just let them people do what they do. Again, therein lies the problem. These people are able to do what they do and say and break the rules and the ethics that nobody seems to go by, but you can open your handbook and read it, but nobody enforces it. You see what I'm saying? But that's not messy. The fact that I'm saying something about is messy, and the fact nobody, for whatever the reason, which I have my suspicions as to why, because it don't make no sense, continue to go on. So since you're defending these people, you know what I believe? You out that mob too. You see what I'm saying? A guilt response. You know what I'm saying? And then just thinking back, and I keep talking about the job because that's the only time I was really around like groups of people in society like that, of different backgrounds, ages, races, belief systems, so on and so forth. And I've been said, and a lot of times, like I said, a lot of stuff I say prophetically comes true. I remember one day I was at work and told a coworker, I said, this is a toxic work environment. Again, not understanding all the nuances that were involved, I would damn sure profit. But this just defending of like people or what's that man, Stevie J? I seen he had a clip, earlier on where he came out in support of Diddy, defending Diddy. What is your reasoning for that? Even though we all know the man been doing this for 30 some odd years, you're the one lone area of support. Why is that? One, you get down like he get down, and two, you're probably financially tied to him. So if he take the drop, it's going to affect you. You see what I'm saying? It's no different at the job with the people. They're either engaged in the behavior or they're financially tied into it, and I get it. So it would affect them if something detrimental were to happen to the job. But what gets lost in all this are the actual victims. It's amazing how, what is the cognitive term? Is it cognitive dissonance where two polar opposites coexist at the same time? Everyone plays victim. You see what I'm saying? And stuff they put themselves in, but nobody can identify or extend empathy to true victims. Good God of mercy, man. Woo-wee. Boy, this is like living in an insane asylum masquerading as free society. And as I'll segue to this note, I saw a clip of, and I'll tie this together, Kamala's speech, which up until this point, as far as I know, she's never said anything about policy. And I want to be wrong. I really do. But I don't know, man. I just somehow feel like somehow, some way, she gonna get in that junk, Joe. I don't know why. I don't want it to happen. But from what I understand, she's nowhere near close on the polls. But I just think these people want her, like these leftists or these socialists, want her in there because she would be the best person to run the next phase of the agenda, which would be the destruction of Babylon internally. Because you got to look at it. Prior to Joe Biden dipping out, I don't even remember her saying anything in the last 4 years. And I think the fix might be, and coupled with the fact it's not like she won the party nomination or anything like that. She just assumed the mantle or was picked for us because Joe gracefully bowed out. You see what I'm saying? I think everything conspires, me myself. You know what I'm saying? But now, from my understanding, the vice president typically is a liaison on like foreign relations or going over to foreign countries talking to them. I know she's been to Africa peddling alternative lifestyles under the guise of foreign aid. Typically, the vice president takes the initiative on the border. We've seen how that's, gone. But according to her, she doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Just tell you anything. Like, again, an insane asylum. Of course, we all know she's not truly, black of the American experience. She's Indian and Jamaican, which isn't, the continental U.S., right? Different experience. But yet, somehow, now she's black. People can come out and reveal this to you, and then we'll just say it don't matter. Or the average Democratic voting Negro, whatever demographic, right? It don't even matter. Just like when Obama, it don't even matter. If you point out, it don't matter. He black. And they know that. This is the next person to bamboozle you. I made another video talking about, I think we like being bamboozled. Negroes get bamboozled every day, B. Word up. You smart, you be all right. You know what I'm saying? But this is insane. And that's why I feel like there's a fractioning of society. Not that anybody got to believe what I believe. I just like people who use their own brain to come up with their own beliefs or ask questions. Ain't nobody questioning nothing. From the statements of known liars. I can point out the last 40 lies they done told you. But when they tell the 41st, you just blindly believe them. It's a Stockholm syndrome or a battered wife syndrome. Wow. But anyway, anywho, she had, I guess in her speech or the clips I saw of it, I guess she started talking about certain economic policy that she plans on implementing, If she get in there, and that's why I think she want people to get in there, because the Charles Schwab man, the man who owns Chase Bank, when he goes over to these G4 summits over in Switzerland or whatever, like their talking points of, the planet going green, like taxing you for how many miles you drive and consumption tax, all the tax on daily stuff you do. You know what I'm saying? They routinely say you will own nothing and be happy. That is the end goal for global government, global socialism, which if you look at it in Cuba or any other place it's been at, none of that crap work, where the government can't manage what's entrusted to them now. But I don't even want to talk to nobody about it, because that, like, typically here's what happens, the diversion tactic. I'll bring these points up and then they'll start talking about some other stuff. Like, I think she's planning on taxing capital gains, which I'm not well versed in this, but like, I guess that's gains off of investments, which would then stifle investing, business growth, so on and so forth. If you're taxing them 44 point something percent, almost half, the government's going to take half. And then I saw something which I never even heard of this before, an unsecured tax. I might have the terminology wrong, but that's a tax on money you ain't even made yet. Like, say you got a house and you hold on 10 years, it's worth, let's say, I don't know, 300,000. In 10 years it appreciates to 400,000. You'll be taxed 25% on the appreciation value, even though you ain't sold it yet. They taxing you on money you ain't even made yet, that don't even exist. Woo-wee! And then you have your buck broken, gatekeeping boule, as they call them. And these, like I said in the video about these folks, I'm noticing some common traits. Ricky Smiley, DL, and Steve Steal Your Stuff Harvey, right? They coming out in support of Kamala Harris, right? Even though it claimed to fame and locking Negroes up, and these are economic policies that would affect them, but they're still pushing for her. Why? Because they're part of the agenda. Ricky Smiley. Like I said, if you actually listen to somebody talk long enough, they're actually telling themselves. Steve Harvey said that I think he's a Q dog. He said the Q dogs run black media, like DL, him, Ricky. So they all have the same belief, same talking point. You see what I'm saying? And then make these insinuating or these inciting statements like, if you don't vote for Kamala, you ain't black. Well, she ain't black either. You see what I'm saying? But they're paid to push this next phase of the agenda. You see what I'm saying? Like, that'd be disrespectful. Like when Joe Biden said, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. Like, I'm not black because I choose to vote for whoever the hell I want to vote for. But I ain't vote for. And then here's the tripping part. These same people who are so well vested in, voting for the president, don't vote in any local election or for their, the county or the city judge or the county or the town executive. You know what I'm saying? Man, out of here, B. Word up, man. That's why I don't feel the need to talk to them. Not so much because you gotta believe what I believe, but when you're stating what you believe, it's just the what's that bird in the cage that just repeat what is heard? Like, there's no free thinking in this. These people have literally socially engineered society. And or as the word says, being drunk from the wine of the fornication of Babylon. You can't talk to no drunk person. I mean, you can, but they're not going to comprehend what you're saying. They're just going to say whatever and then when they talk to you, it's like they on another level. You can't even understand where they coming from. So ain't no sense talking. You got to wait till they sober up. You know what I mean? But there's this, and here's what I'm predicting, right? And it's already happening. Or here's what to be mindful in real time, right? This fractioning of society where that gray area is no more. Maybe in talking points to dupe you and bamboozle you. But either you're in it, either you're in, or you're out. You see what I'm saying? Like, either you're about it or you're not. Either you're good or you're evil. Either you're trending toward the Most High or you're trending towards Satan. There's no more middle ground. You can't play the middle. Because they're setting it up where, just like with the Jababula, you know what I'm saying? When they inoculated everybody. Either you get down or lay down. You see what I'm saying? And even in reference to that was one of the greatest bamboozlements in modern history. They scared you to half to death to get this shot and hope you don't die, even though, like, the percentages they were, like the number, 100,000 people died from it. You see what I'm saying? But 100,000 of 360 million people is less than a percentage of 1%. More people die in car accidents. You see what I'm saying? But just the large number taken out of context, and then when they put the employer mandate on it, from what I understand, I think 80% got at least one shot, and at least 70% of the populace got two. You know what I'm saying? Then all the people who got it still end up catching COVID. I ain't get none of that. I ain't get no Jababula. And I never had COVID. And I wasn't really wearing no mask like that outside because I know better. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy, y'all. And none of us regret not getting it. You see what I'm saying? So they duped everybody. Now, they pressured you into that to say to go to work for your livelihood, standard of living, right? Instead of having some faith. You know what I mean? And now you don't even need it to go to work. They don't even ask you about it no more. Not from my experience. So now you got duped into getting something you don't even need no more, but it's always in your bloodstream. And who knows the long-term ramifications? And here's where you know it was a bamboozlement, because if something go wrong, but you can't go back and sue the people for something they forced you, quote unquote, to get. Bamboozled again. Niggas get bamboozled every day, B. Word up. You smart, you be all right. Here's a rule of thumb for anybody listening, because it can get very convoluted and confusing about what to do, but I'm going to break it down to the simplest terms, right? If you see everybody go left, you go right. If you see everybody go right, you go left. If you see everybody approve something, you disapprove. If everybody disapprove of something, you approve of it. Whatever the general mass of people do, just do the opposite. You be all right. Now, granted, you might have to go through a little persecution or a little loneliness, or, might lose friends, job, whatever. But at least your soul will be intact. That's how Satan duped you. For all these celebrity type folks and this, that, and the third, right? He'll get them to, like here in Babylon, where the value system is upside down, right? Finance, leisure, like all those are at the top of, kind of the belief system chart, right? The most valuable thing you have is your soul. But here in Babylon, they got you convinced or not even thinking about that. And then on the flip side of it, get you to sell something that's so valuable, your essence, for cheap. What would a gain of man, what would a profit of man to gain the whole world and lose his soul? Watch out there now. Woo-wee. And I go through stuff, but I'm still me. I'm still intact. You know, I might get a little down here and now. I mean, just that's natural life emotion. But I'm still, but ain't none of these fiery darts, ain't none of them penetrated my armor. And I take great pride in that. Praise the Most High, man. You know what I'm saying? And whatever else comes, because it's going to get hard in the yard. But this seems to be training to be able to stand. You know what I'm saying? Not bow down and get down, lay down, and all that. But, you know what I'm saying? Not doing none of that. I just be in the woods, you know what I'm saying? Hunting deer. You know what I'm saying? Me and some like-minded folks, you know what I'm saying? We sitting around the campfire eating deer meat. You know what I mean? Sharing our life experiences. You know what I'm saying? On the old naturals tip. You know what I'm saying? You got to get out the matrix. But I think maybe I'm still kind of in the matrix to help, you know, pull others out. I think I did say this where I went to court one time. And the woman prayed for me. She said, I see you like Gideon, like going behind enemy lines and rescuing the captives. I said, yeah. Now, at that time, well, I'll beat down to the earth. I don't know how I'm going to rescue my darn self, let alone somebody else or had the strength to do so. But just in my mind or in my spirit, that sounds like something I want to do. Because I don't want the world to have, now I don't have to know you. I only have to like you. But if I feel led to, I'll still, you know, risk life and limb because the world can't have you. And I'm trying to do my part in the battle. You know what I'm saying? I don't want Satan to have you. I don't even want to have my darn self. You know what I'm saying? Now, we can argue after I get you free or whatever, or however that work out. Or you can go back to not like me, none of that. But Satan can't have you. You know what I'm saying? Like, like the one home, like you might see the two winos, right, in your neighborhood or something. And every time you see them, they always together, but they always arguing, right? And then let's say one of them get into it or something like that, or somebody get to talking to him stupid. The one homeboy will take up the car. Yeah, I talk to him stupid, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? He's my homeboy. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, I just came through with a quick one, man. This is almost like being inside of a movie, but not being in the script. I just move about freely as I see fit. You know what I'm saying? Like my version of reality is fractioning. This don't seem real to me. Now, I know it's real in the sense of my experience. I'm experiencing it. But it just don't seem real in the essence of, and I know it's been written, but just the fracturing of what my regular eyeballs see and what my spiritual eyeballs see. You see what I'm saying? This is awesome, bro. The level of undiagnosed delusion and mental health is so crazy, yo. This place doesn't foster free thinking. That's why I'm not real big on, like, I'm putting some plan together. Not just my child, but the rest of her brothers and sisters. I'm trying to pull them all out of school. Because it doesn't foster any creativity. You know, none of these institutions, like, that's why I ain't big on work for none no more. Being attached to any of them in any degree that don't benefit me none. Sometimes it's hard to even quantify or express on these videos the level of the sophistication of the evil. I got that from the Thinking Man Templar, that has permeated every avenue and aspect of society here in Mystery Babylon. But I mean, but at the same time, and I try to be fair and balanced. That's why I'll say something and then try to make another like counter argument to make sure my observations are well rounded. At the same time, Babylon is doing exactly what Babylon is supposed to do. I think Babel actually means confusion. This is a confusing place. People are now confused about gender or what is a man. You see what I'm saying? Like I said in the other video, we're now coming up for terms and questioning stuff that's always been. What is a woman? We really got, now we down that far. Now we don't know what a woman is unless it's Mother's Day. I see why about down there borderline schizophrenic around here, yo. Because you have all these polar opposites coexisting at the same time. Everybody want, look, like Al Green said. Was that Al Green? Or my man Bobby Woe now? Everybody wants love, but everybody's afraid of love. but you ain't got no love in you. You know what I'm saying? Love is a two-way street. Yeah, they told us that stuff back in the day, bro. You know what I noticed, though? In this fraction of society, I keep getting these lectures in the Matrix, where these songs that I've heard 1,000 times and heard the words now have taken on new meaning. You know what I'm saying? Or like you might read something in the Bible and read it that, but now it's come alive to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I used the one about, my repeated times after relapse having to go check back into some treatment center, and then the Leah popped my head. If at first you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try it again. Man, there's a whole lot of message in music. Especially, let's say, the music of let's go up to maybe about the 2000, then it kind of switched over into something else. You know what I'm saying? My shorty that passed away, she actually told me this. And not just be flowing in conversation. I'm actually better in the flow of conversation back and forth than just talking into a camera, right? I've gotten better with it, you know what I mean? I guess practice make perfect, or progress in my case. And she said, Calvin, you the only Negro I know that got a song for everything. And I thought about it for a second. I said, wow. Yeah, I guess so. Because they make songs about the stuff. You know what I'm saying? I could probably flow in conversation just using song lyrics. You know what I mean? And I'll leave you on this note. Like 50 Cent said, when it rains, it pours. Now, that was the song, but who was the other one? When it rains, it pours. They got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. Message. And on that note, I'm going to holler at y'all, man. Cover your 6 out, chat. Ooh,